human beings to mental health conditions or mental illnesses is also marital issues. And why we need to take care of our mental health, especially if you are a Nigerian, is that right now in Nigeria, we have less than 200 psychiatrists. 200 psychiatrists in Nigeria, not Lagos, in Nigeria. Right. So it's expected that one psychiatrist would provide professional help, would provide mental health treatment to 400 or about 500,000 people. Far cry, Abi. So it's impossibly impossible. So there is nobody that will. So we need to take care of our mental health. And so statistics says that 1 in every 4 human being has one form of mental condition. 1 in every 4. So let's look at this crowd. We are less than what? 50, 70, I don't know. Let's even say we are 100. Abi? Mm-hmm. So 1 in every 4, mathematicians help us. How many of us in this hall have mental health conditions? 25, amazing. I wouldn't have figured that out until I have a calculator or pen and paper. So what am I saying? So I can say that currently as I stand in front of you, I'm suffering some mental health conditions. Because when you hear mental health, you just think there is OT, you remove your clothes. No, that's not it. That's just one of it. As a matter of fact, that's the extreme condition. Mental health condition is different from mental illness. So if you are going through stress, can I see your hand or a bit of it in the past few days? Right, that simply means something is happening to your emotions. You are under some emotional distress. Someone is raising 2 hands. Yeah, I'm currently mentally a bit exhausted. Right? So all of us would have, at some point, would have mental health conditions. But it doesn't mean that we'll break down into psychosis and all of that. But we need to take care. So how does marriage affect mental health? And I can say, yes, marriage can affect your mental health. It can. Because marriage in itself is a bit stressful, isn't it? Marriage can be stressful and it can be satisfying. Marriage can be frustrating and it can also be fulfilling. True or true? Relationship is complex. You don't even understand yourself enough how much more another grown adult that you are going to live with. So you can have some stress level in relationships. Are we together? Are we together? As long as those stress, you can still manage it. You can stay afloat. You can, it's not affecting your emotions where you can't sleep. You can't concentrate. It's not affecting your productivity. All of us will sometimes be at that level where you are stressed, but you can still function pretty much. Right? But the moment that stress gets overwhelming, where you know that there's about to be a spark, you're already having anxiety, then something is wrong. So, what are those things that can likely predispose your partner to mental health conditions, to anxiety disorder? And it might be as a result of your actions or your inactions. Are we together? My sister used to work in a mental home, popular one that a lot of us would know. And sometimes she will call me and say, Auntie, counselor, marriage preacher, talk to your people. Our facility is getting full. And by the time she narrates some of the cases, marital problems. It's easy when people go online. Recently they said a woman crashed into a truck, right? Running after chasing the husband, who was an adulterer. Okay, allegedly, I don't know the full story. I later didn't even get to know, but that was what we read on social media. It's easy when people just go behind their phone and type, what is she looking for? Now she has died. Why would she be pursuing an adulterer? Can't she just leave him? Or sometimes you hear that a young man has poured acid on himself or has committed suicide because another person broke up with him. The reaction is usually towards the dead. That why did he feel that way? Why does it need to die? We trivialize the emotions. We belittle it. And that's one thing right now that people think it's okay. I can hurt you. And people expect that no matter what I do for you, you must be able to what? Accommodate it, deal with it, move on, don't kill yourself. Yeah, it's true, because number one thing is that your mental health is your life. Secondly, your mental health can be affected. You must know that. Now, if you are even married, you must know it's double. There is a possibility that your marriage can contribute to your mental condition, either positively or negatively. And your mental health is in your hands. Mental health is life. At least if I have a broken leg, I may still manage to stand in front of you and teach. Isn't it? Maybe I'll just have a bandage, I'll be uncomfortable, but I'll be here. But if I have a mental illness, can I stand in front of you? It's not possible. Even if you allow me to stand, by the first 5 minutes, you will know something is off. So marriage is beautiful. And when we get married, everybody is looking for happiness. We want to be happier. And so sometimes too, we throw it around. I'm not responsible for your happiness. That's the most selfish thing to say. And that was one of the statements the husband of the woman that died, that I'm sharing, that I told you earlier this morning. That was a very common statement with him. Your happiness is in your hands. And you are married. Even though my happiness is in my hands, it is not for you to tell. Am I communicating, friends? It is not for you to tell. It is for you as an individual to do all that you can to enhance that person's positive mental, emotional wellness, emotional well-being, mental stability. And so such statement is making us really selfish and we're making consequential the feelings of our partners sometimes. So marriage can give you a mental breakdown. You can predispose your partner by your actions and your inactions. So we'll look at a few things. Perhaps if you are married or you are in a relationship or you are about to get into one, or you are thinking that one day you are going to settle in marriage, what are those things I might be doing to my partner that may, endanger that person? That may put that person at a higher risk of a mental health condition. Are we together? Or how is this person treating me? So that if it's not something you can manage, you need to know. So your mental health is in your life, your mental health is in your hands, and your marriage can contribute to your mental health. So, one of the things that could cause someone to break down at some point in life with mental health in marriage, remember I've said there are several things, right? That can cause anxiety, that can cause depression, that can cause suicidal thoughts, that can cause, panic attack, that can cause you not to concentrate, that can cause you to overthink, that can cause your stress level to be very high, wherein you can't even function. You can't live like every normal person. Are you an abuser? Everybody in here now, we are all seated, including myself, dressed well. Am I communicating? Smelling well. We all look good. Nobody, we don't write you don't figure out who an abuser is by the way they look or sit. So anybody who is physically violent towards their partner and is long-term can actually cause that partner to break down at some point. Oh, so someone is saying, but I don't beat my partner. So someone is saying, I don't beat my partner. You could be verbally abusive. You could be emotionally abusive. You could be sexually abusive. You could be financially abusive. Are we together? You could be mentally abusive. So because abuse is domestic violence is plenty. Sometimes you only focus more on what? On the physical. because people would see the bruises. So if I'm physically abusive towards my partner, or you are in a relationship and there is already physical abuse, and it is prolonged, that person is telling you, I want to cause you mental damage. So another thing that could also predispose a person in a relationship, if you are married, to mental health condition, is that when there is no loving interaction, there is no loving conversation. All your conversation are utility commentary. Is there fuel? Is the gen working? Has the carpenter come to fix the drawer? Hello? Have they brought lights? Hello? Is there water? Have you pumped water? Those are the kind of conversations that some of us have with our partners. I didn't get that joke. You never buy gas. Or manage the gas, so gas it has doubled. Don't use my gas. Have the lawman come? What concern me with lawman? Like they pack the debt. Has the plumber fixed the zinc? It's just utility, commentary. And all of those questions, any other person will have asked you. See, well, what makes the difference? If that is all that you can remember. So when you remember your partner, the thought is utility. Fix something. And all of those things, good, they are. But anybody will have done that. Anybody could have. So when there are no, you don't share your thoughts, you don't share your feelings, you don't share your mind. And that is one of the benefits of marriage, companionship. Are we together? If you remove companionship from marriage, every other thing, really, at least to have a child now is getting easier. So because the options are plenty. So some of the things you might be doing, some consciously, some unconsciously. And we must always remember, it is when a hurting person can't give love. Right? All of these things really start with self. And that's why we can't keep talking about the fact that we all need to do more of self-appraisal. Let's look at ourselves. Let's evaluate ourselves. So when there is no loving communication, no loving interaction, no friendly, gesture. When there is adultery, when there is cheating, especially an unrepentant cheat, a serial cheater. There is no way you want to be in a relationship and you keep hurting your partner by your behaviors and you want the person to be fine. True or true? But the person would then make a decision eventually to be fine, right? By going the extra mile to say, I can't be here. I can't cope. I can't deal with this. Let me exit myself so that I remain my what? Sanity. You know another thing? It is not easy to be a spouse to an individual who has mental health illness. You don't even want to experience it. You don't want to be a spouse to someone who has bipolar, who has depression, who has anxiety disorder, who has panic attack, who has severe insomnia. You don't want to be a partner. Because trust me, from time to time you begin to manifest the same. And you might have been the one who has caused that individual to be in that situation. Are we together? So adultery, illicit, engagement with the opposite sex. Someone may think, can that cause mental health condition? Yes. Because usually what we say is that no matter what I do, it shouldn't affect you. Isn't that what we say? And that's being selfish. Yes, like I've said, your mental health is in your hands. But how can you be in a relationship with someone and the person knows if I do this thing, it's going to upset you emotionally. It's going to unsettle you. I watched a skit one time. The woman came into their house and met the husband, on the bed with another woman. And she just shut the door, went into the kitchen, prepared the meal, and the man was sharp, breathing up and down. He didn't know what, because the woman didn't say anything. The woman, she served him food. The guy was not settled. Wait, did I see? Did she see us? But she saw them. The woman cooked. Late in the night, she got into those sexy lingerie, telling the guys, I don't want to eat my last supper. The guy just went on his knees and started pleading. At least, if I want to kill you, it's just a sprinkle of something. Because sometimes the way some men treat their spouses, or the way some spouses treat each other, and you still eat, you still have sex, you have mind. So cheating. Because what actually brings the emotional distress is the shame that person is going through. It's the pain of the act that you have done. The disgrace you have brought upon that person. That's what actually causes them to think and overthink to a point of depression. Are we together? Cheating, adultery. Especially when you are unrepentant, when it becomes a lifestyle. So when you suppress your partner, you control them, you disrespect them, you manipulate them. You can't allow them to think for themselves. If you're also single, please watch out for these signs. Because sometimes we can't be carried away, yes, with the butterflies, the romantic feelings, and then you wouldn't pick it. Right? So you're also dating someone who disrespects you, who is controlling. Not just by one or two instances, but the person he or she does it, many times. These are some of the signs. When someone doesn't allow you to think for yourself, express your feeling, express your giftings. I can stay here all day and give you examples, instances, stories. And so sometimes when people see the way we respond to some questions, it's out of the many issues running in your head. The pain people have to go through because they want to keep a relationship. And there's nothing wrong with marriage, really. It's just the party involved that brings the jagbajantis. There's nothing wrong with marriage. So when there is continuous conflict, the stress level then rises to a point that what happens? There is a spark. Continuous conflict. Today is about children. Tomorrow is in-law problem. Next tomorrow is sexual problem. 5 days after is, finances. And not next week, different issues. And it is long, it's prolonged. So when you look at yourself in a month, you've had more time having conflict, disagreeing, fighting, shouting, yelling. The environment is not warm, it's not peaceful, it's not conducive. This might not mean that everybody, maybe one or two might just need to begin to reflect. When there is always continuous problem. And like we have said, the fact that there is quietness in your home doesn't mean there is peace. Peace is not synonymous to quietness. Because you see some men, my wife is now quiet. She doesn't even complain. She doesn't even bother. My wife, she's planning you. Because the fact that you are still having small conflict is that there is still love. Those are the edicts of love. I say small. So when there is continuous problem, you can predispose your partner to what? To mental health conditions. So someone is always moody. A certain personality, they have it, right? They are always moody for whatever reason. Sometimes even themselves, they can't track it. It's an hormonal issue. For some women, it's during their PSM or PMS, right? PMS, right? Post-menstrual syndrome, right? So it's usually that time. Some of us, we just have scattered, emotions. It's like you are in a phase. Few minutes you are fine. The other minute you have a range. So when there is constant complaining, constant criticism, attacking, nagging, fighting. So let me pause and say, do not always take your partner's complaint as an attack. Do not always take your partner's complaint as what? This person is attacking me, attacking my ego, attacking my person, attacking my esteem. At least approach that complaint with a sense of what? Curiosity. What is this person trying to pass across? Except you married a mad person who will just be complaining and be nagging for no reason. Are we together? Are we together? So approach it from, okay, what exactly is this person trying to say? Because some men will just come with the label, oh, she's a nag. Nagging is a strategy some women have deployed because that is the only thing that gets to their husbands. When they tell you calmly, you don't respond. Because growing up, they have to shout on you to hear. So it has become what? A pattern. And your brain has understand that if there is no shouting, there won't be any response. And that's the truth. So the same happens to women who they beat. Sometimes, let me say that very carefully now. Wherein, growing up as a child, they give you an instruction and you do not follow for whatever reason. And your handler at that time, either your parent, your guardian, or anybody who is a senior person to you, has always devised a means, either to slap you or to hit you or to flog you. Are we together? Over time, when they give you instruction, there is still something you are waiting for to activate you. Even though it is a disempowering strategy, but you get to a point where when they tell you, fix, for instance, move that seat, you would hear, right? But it won't sink in for you to act it. But the moment they took back, something just, it's reset to get here. So you now get married to a sane person who thinks, let's have conversation, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. Or let's respond to conflict in a certain way. But over time, your own definition of conflict is that there has to be a beating. So you will frustrate that person to the point where, it is not, aside frustrating the person, you will attract a situation. Are we together? That will take you back to your pattern. And this exercise is the same also with an empowering attitude. It's both ways. It's not just for the negative. So you will frustrate that person. You will do something that the person will think, okay, what else do I need to do? And something will just tell that person, activate, bankere, so until they flog you, papa. And so that person will now realize that, so this is the solution. Because you responded after the flogging. So the next time the person wants to give an instruction, he or she may not even have the patience again to cajole you, to talk you through the process. So at the instance when you mess up, so when there is always, the environment is not just friendly. When there is no sex, sexless marriage, no passionate sex. So don't let me say when there is no sex, because people are having sex and it's just their body. The spirit, the soul, the emotions has gone. It is well. I shall had that one. So when there is, sexless, passionate, no passionate sex. The sex is just dead. There is no excitement. There is no romance. It can also predispose someone to some emotional distress. You hear some men say that, I can't even sleep. My head is doing bang, bang, bang. Because there's no sex. Maybe for 1 month or 2 months or whatever length of period. And sometimes too, it could be the woman. So when you are not kind, you are not approachable, you are always grumbling, you are always irritable, you are always touchy. When you are talking with your friends, your voice is the loudest. Now come and talk to your husband, come and talk to your wife. You suddenly become deaf and dumb. And it's a pattern. But you want to start. What do you want to say again? You have come again. They can't talk to you. They can't approach you. You are not attentive. You are not nice. You are not listening. You don't have anything to say. You don't have any emotions to share. How do you want people to cope with you in such an environment? Am I communicating? And these are things that we need to really begin to pay attention to, because sometimes you may think you are doing well. It is just one assessment that will make you realize that, no. I will never forget those couples. They came in for session. And the first marital health assessment we had to do for them, the man rated their marriage as bliss, which on that rating, that category, means that their marriage is doing fantastically well. And the woman rated the same marriage as coma. Coma meaning you already know what that is. That this marriage is dead. We are just, is on life support. And we are just praying that it comes round. And in the event where it doesn't come round, the marriage is what? Over. One marriage, two extremes. So someone has been dying for the other. Because sometimes you may think, and the man said no, that it is not the wife's assessment. I said, well, I have not collected paper from your wife. She did this herself, in your presence. That why would you say coma? Why, what have I done? What have I not done? I said, sometimes it's not what you have done, it's what you have not done. Am I communicating? Because sometimes we think, oh, am I not doing everything? It might just be what you have not done. So when you are not teachable, when your marriage is going through a crisis and you refuse help, you can put your partner at a danger of a mental health. And that is even common. And so I beg all the men here, please save our women. Research also says that more women, a higher degree of women, suffer mental health condition while they are married. Unlike the men who suffer mental health condition when they are not married. Maybe after divorce or the marriage is over. That's why you rarely find a man stay single after divorce. Are you with me? We find more women who have mental health conditions. They are the one that is depressed. They are the ones who have panic attacks. They are the ones that their emotions will begin to affect their health. And they will say they died of high blood pressure. And it's not high blood pressure. It's emotional distress from a crazy man. So, but when a man leaves a marriage, that's why they can't stand alone. They can't stay. At least I had a man confess in session one time that after 3 weeks, I slept with women. After my wife passed. 3 weeks. There was no emotions, as he later realized. There wasn't really nothing with those girls. But I just wanted that. I just wanted to be with a woman. But a woman, 5 years, they will say they are still okay. The man has gone, either died or remarried, and they are still there. And that's one of the things we are doing to women right now. If your husband passed and you want to remarry, do it on time. The dead has dead. The dead has died. Somebody has gone. It looks painful. It looks like a hard truth, but that's the reality. Because now we are having older women who are lonely. Who think that your children will go. And they're even leaving home earlier now. I was speaking with a friend, during the week. I said, if you see the way my boy is talking now. I said, what? He said 17. I said, okay. Shall be knowing that your empty nest is faster. Some of us left home late, Abby, late 20s. This one, my son will tell you, Mommy, I'm going to travel to, what's that country? Argentina, Jamaica. How can you come? I'll just send you to come and visit us. I'm like, hey. Okay, let me shall be planning my life after your exit. And the way it's not looking that you will spend 20-something years in this house. So what am I saying? What relationship do you have with your partner? I'm not saying that when you have little fights, you are disturbing my mental health. Little fights, that's not what I'm saying. So you will not go home now and say, Coach Kemi, say, you don't listen. You want me to have mental illness. I think my English is clear. But when all of the things I've mentioned is prolonged, it will set that will be a mental breakdown, a nervous breakdown. And we don't pray that should happen to anybody. So take care of yourself. So if just check, it's a lot, but for time, some of these things that might be happening. Another way to know is when you are not excited to see each other. You are not excited. Your partner comes around, your wife comes around, it just becomes there is no spark. Nothing excites you that much. It's a bad sign. and it's now happening more frequently, or it's prolonged, when you are always sad. You have traveled, though, maybe 2 months, you are back, and the second day they are asking you, when are you going? You should know that there is fire on the mountain. Sometimes, some couples actually live together. We see ourselves every day, but sometimes it appears that we are in a distant relationship. Because what connects relationship really is conversation, is communication. Because how would your wife fall in love with someone far across the ocean? The person she has never had any physical meeting with. In a country that we don't even know. Let's even say Australia. I mean, that's about the farthest. So how would someone have a relationship, an intimacy? Emotion is so connected. The only thing that person does, some don't even have to send news or anything, graphic sexual nonsense. Just talking, having conversations with that person. Because where conversation goes, the heart will go. So they say, come and talk to your wife. You are saying, I don't have time. Somebody will talk to her. And sometimes it could also be the men. Because recently I had a man like that who was complaining. And the wife kept saying, so what is the problem? Don't I cook? When you say, let's have sex, am I not available? The man said, that is exactly the problem. Because somehow for the woman, as she has been trained, all you need to do to your wife is cook. Do to your husband is cook, isn't it? That was what she taught, the mindset she grew up with. Cook and make yourself available for sex. And the man said, that is even the problem. Because I don't see you as a friend. I don't see you as a companion. So even the sex, you just lie down there like a log of wood as if I'm sleeping with a dead body. So after that, what happens? Because sometimes we think it's the women who want the conversation more. No, sometimes it could be the man. And for whatever trauma or mindset or beliefs that the person has come into marriage with, it begins to affect the partner. Are we together? So when you can't share good news with that person, something is wrong. When your partner is not the first person you want to call when there is a good news happening to you, you are thinking of a friend, an ex, a colleague, a whatever. These are some of the signs to begin to know, okay, something is happening to your connection. Spending time together becomes a chore or a burden. You don't miss sex with that person. You don't miss sex. Everything is just... So whatever state at which you are, whatever is happening to you, if you are single, if you are married, how do you feel in your emotions? How do you feel in your thoughts? Your thoughts, your feeling, your emotions, how do you feel? Answer it in your mind. Answer it for yourself. However you feel, you must always remember there is help, there is support. Talk to God about it. Talk to your partner about it. Because sometimes what we have also realized is that the partner may not even know the damage they have done. Not that they don't know like that, but they are not really aware of the gravity of the emotional pain, the emotional torture, the mental unrest, the instability mentally that they have created for their partner. So talk to your partner. When you do 1, 2, 3 things, I feel this way. It upsets me. It unsettles me. It's a stressor for me. It triggers me. The person who loves you and cares for you and is concerned about your well-being will do what? Will take actions in trying to do the right things. We have talked about being teachable, being adaptive, willing to compromise. All of those qualities are very important if we are going to sustain a happy relationship. You can't always be straight and always have your foot on the ground and always not be rigid. Are we together? So, talk to somebody, talk to God, talk to your spouse. Look for a friend, a trusted friend. There is a lot happening around. Some of us don't even have family members again in Nigeria. The auntie you run to, the cousin you run to. Am I communicating? We don't have. And not thanks to social media, wherein once I see you online, I know you are fine. We don't visit, we don't check up on each other, we don't really. Sometimes I feel, can there be a policy? All of us should just pack our phone, maybe for the next 6 months, and live the way we lived. 2000, yeah, when did the phone come? 2001, right? And just, how was life? You can't even imagine it, right? So talk to someone. Talk to someone. A pastor, a friend, a colleague. Share. This is the way I feel. And there are simple things at the very mild level before there is a spark up there in your brain. There are several things we can do. You won't believe the impact. Just walking, jogging, slight exercising, slight stretching. I remember telling a client one time, you need to just exercise and stretch and, have some more positive thoughts. The person looked at me like, you don't know what is happening to me. Because we have always believed that it has to be what? It has to be mysterious for it to be the solution. Be okay, this is one bottle. Wake up 3 a.m. in the midnight. Shake it very well. Go around your house and dance 7 times and take 1 spoon. You believe in those exercises that unlike when I tell you, go and walk for 30 minutes. You don't believe that it can help you feel better in your emotions. Am I communicating? It's our Shango foundation. It's the lifestyle we have that makes everything hard. The culture of it doesn't have to be easy. Are we together? So talk to someone. Share about that emotion. Don't keep it to yourself. If you have spoken to a friend, spoken to, anybody you can confide in, and things are not getting better, talk to a professional. There are several things you can read up online yourself that you can do for yourself that would help you feel better. If you are in a relationship and you can tell that something is happening, I don't like the way I feel. I'm not good the way this person treats me. And you do nothing. It might be 6 months, it might be a year, it might be 5 years. If nothing changes, there is danger ahead. Am I communicating, friends? Because, there is still that stigma around, what would people say? Some people already know you are in a crisis already. That's the truth. Some people know that there's something happening already. It's your life, remember? It's your life, it's your health. So however it is that you feel and you know that it is not right, please find help. And the first thing to do is to let it out, to exhale, to let it out. And that's why I said you should pray about it. Pray about it, talk to God about it. And listen for instruction. Many times when you tell God things like that, God tells you who to talk to. God tells you who to talk to. Oh, go and speak with that counselor. Oh, go and speak with that friend. Oh, go and speak with so and so and so. And so let us go back home and assess ourselves. Am I being fair to my partner? Am I treating this person well? Because we can't continue to excuse our lifestyle for our bad parenting. We can't continue to say, I'm this way because I grew up in Ajigmule. I'm this way because my father died at 2. I'm this way because I was raped at 10. I'm this way because I grew up in a very unpleasant environment. I grew up because I'm cheating because I grew up in an environment where I was prone to cheating. There were people who grew up in the same environment who are acting better. But what am I saying? How long are we going to keep excusing it? Because that's what some people are actually doing. Okay, now that you know that there is a problem, are we together? Now I know there is a problem, and I'm still living with the same problem, causing myself pain, causing my partner pain, and also maybe your children and people who are around you, and the cycle continues. So who will take responsibility? Yes, all of us have different degrees of trauma, but we have to heal from it. You can't live your life by always, looking back and saying, I'm this way because of what happened to me. There are several other people also who went through the same challenges you went through. But they got to a point and decided, no more. Are we together? No more. I can do better. and they seek help. They talk to people. They seek a professional. They read books. They empower themselves. They empower their minds so that they can get better. Have we learned one or two things today? So I've learned one or two things today. Can I see your hand up? Let's get that question. All right. So what's going to be your takeaway today? One thing you are going to begin to do differently. If you are single or you are married or whatever. I'd like one or two persons to talk to us. What's going to be your takeaway? What did you hear that was profound to you? And what is that thing you want to begin to apply? To your... I saw all the hands that went up. So if I don't see any hand, I'm going to be walking close to you. Right. Thank you.
I think the first thing I'll do is to just check and ask. I hope I'm not causing you things. That's basically it for me.
Check and ask. I saw your hand up.
All right. So many things you actually stated today. So I think for me personally is, like you said, it's not what you've done. It's what you want to, what you are even yet to do. So I'm probably looking to what I need to do much more better. So as a person and how it relates to my relationship with my spouse. Yeah.
All right. For me, I think, like you said, that we need to try to do more in the place of spending more time with our spouse. Communication is very key in marriage and also in relationship. When we communicate more, then we are able to find out or know how our spouse are feeling about a lot of things. So I think I will take home communication.
Thank you. So I like that you would ask to check how is your partner faring. Sometimes when we say that go home and do an appraisal, some people run away from it because they don't want to hear the truth. Just call your partner and say, honestly, how am I doing? Sex life, finances, managing conflict, handling the children, leading the family. Ask and be open to receive. Are we together? Be open to receive the feedback. Not that the feedback is coming, you're already defending yourself. Yeah, I do like that. No. No, that's not me. When was the last time? But you had earlier said you wanted to receive a feedback. I think some of us work in companies where you do, is it NPR? Appraisal, by how you fared this quarter. And by how you have done, by your performance, they either what? They promote you, they leave you on the same level, or they demote you. So be willing to take in that feedback. Right, so, what did you learn? What are you going away with?
Praise God. I think I'll go do away with check. Reason is, even before you were here today, I was talking to my husband. I said, for the past, I joined out Beats from season 4, episode 4. So I said from episode 4 till now, I've seen a lot of changes. And I was now telling him, I said, I'm really happy for the way he is now. Because I can see the real man, I can see the real man I want. Not this, just this. Praise God. Not this just churchly style and this prayer style. We didn't got married as a prayer style like that. As in, we got married as this street Igboro level of a couple that we go clubbing, we enjoy, but it reduces in some time, but later I'm feeling it now. So I told him, I said, I really am happy for that. So I will still do more check and balance it.
Right. I'm so happy to hear that feedback. Isn't that beautiful? Right. So we should just say, ah. So how many men will copy Mr. Henry? Or you're already doing your own version? All right. Okay, so let's take one or two more. I saw your hand up. It's everything. You are still single. You know that it's part of it. Yes.
You joke. Okay, one of the things that I learned today is that, well, I'm still single, so I'm going to be using this with people that I meet, relationships and friendship, is that I need to understand the conditions of people, that's the mental health conditions of people. I might need to pay attention to the health conditions of people. Yes, I'm talking about professionally now. To understand how to deal with them, because some people are very, very vulnerable already to some things. Yes, so.
It's all right. Okay, so let's take one more. Any hand up? So I really love your smile, the way you were looking at me. You know, when you are teaching.
Okay, sorry, what I'm taking away. I learned so much. How to be a better person in my relationship. E.g., I learned so much actually. How to be a better person in my relationship, how to communicate with my spouse. Thank you.
Let's give her a hand. Okay, there's one more person. Yeah, so let's just take that one more. Right.
Okay, thank you, ma. Oh, this is loud. All right. Okay, many things you said resonated, though I was not here from the beginning. Okay, I'm trying not to be too loud. Okay, but I remember when you were talking about, what was it now? What came to me when you were saying that is that we need to question the root of all our beliefs. Okay, because a lot of us were programmed by our upbringing of what we saw our parents do. I remember my first relationship, I was with a guy that was really, really in love with me. But I think, I don't know where I picked it up, that you don't express your emotions anyhow. So this person, maybe we don't see each other for 1 month, 2 months. The day I see him, it's just cabo. Be like, you don't even miss me. Like, it's not like I don't miss you, but in my mind, it's not like I don't miss you, but I've learned to stifle my emotions. It comes naturally. I won't jump on you because I didn't see you in 2 months. It's okay. You understand that kind of a thing? So, we need to question our beliefs. I'm not like that anymore. I have learned to be, I'm very expressive now. I don't care whether you're misreading what, you understand. But then it was a belief. It was a programming that come from I don't know where. You know, so we need to question some of the things we say we believe, which also goes into, the other time you were talking about some temperament, you did not mention, but, you know, in my head, a lot was going on, because a lot of us have put ourselves in a label. I'm melancholy, I'm this, I'm that, and I've done those tests, and as I improved in knowledge and improved on myself, I have done those tests several times and come up with different personalities. So really, who labeled me? Do you understand? So we need to look at all of that and stop putting ourselves in a box. The essence of those things, the teachings, the book, is not for you to stay put on and say, I can't improve because this is how I was created. You know, there's always room for improvement in our lives. What else did I learn? Many things. Let me just stop there.
And you? No. All right, let's put our hands together for ourselves. Thank you so much for all the contribution. So let's take questions. How can a marriage with passionless sex be improved? Never touches the right button to make me horny. And I keep pointing that to him for the past 5 to 7 years. So, there is a lot happening here. There's a lot going on here. 5 to 7 years. Because when I started reading the question, the first thing that jumped at me is, you tell him, you point the point to him, you let him know, you know your body more than your partner. But seeing the last statement that I keep pointing that to him for the past 7 years, which means you've been having this conversation, you've been having this discussion, and nothing has changed. The best thing would be that you both check into couple therapy. Right? Because is it a man asking this question, a woman? A woman, right? But him, right? Right. So, have you considered couple therapy? Like I said, one of the things that would also contribute to mental health in marriage is when there is a problem and you are refusing help. You are refusing. I'm thinking, have you suggested counseling and the man has also declined on counseling? Communication has to happen. It's already happening 5 to 7 years. So what do? There's a problem here. Do we agree? The sex is passionless. That means they're having sex, but there's no passion. Whatever that means to her. But passion, like we know, generally will be the intimacy and the connection that you both feel. Never touches the right button. And you have been telling him, put his hand there, put his mouth there, put his leg there. Which I'm thinking for 5 to 7 years, perhaps you have done. But if you haven't, what then needs to happen? Check into therapy. Secondly, go back and have this conversation. Have this conversation in a different environment. Are we together? Different environment, different time. Right tone, right body language to see that, okay, and highlights the issues. Like we said, give that feedback. Let your partner understand. There is a problem. So what do we do about this problem? Are there books to read? Are there movies to watch? Are there videos to, explore on? Can we explore more? Can we learn about sex? What are you open to doing? What are you not open to doing? It's 5, 7 years and I'm not feeling you. And speak to a counselor. Let your husband go find the counselor. Because sometimes too, because it's sex related, it's a sensitive matter. Right? And if you have done all of that, nothing happens. You would have to come to a decision. You manage the sex, passionless sex. If what you are seeing doesn't change, you change what? How you see it. If you can cope with it. Please check into couple therapy. That will help. There are several questions we need to, dig into with that. My partner is not encouraging at all. I try my best even with a job. But when there is an issue, the words are hurtful. I have addressed it, but to no avail. So, we are going to categorize this under what? Verbal abuse, emotional abuse. And we have touched on it. Because sometimes we think that it's just the words I say. So this person is coming from somewhere. Abi, so let's first of all excuse all of that, right? Grew up maybe in an abusive environment where the way they know how to respond to unpleasant situation is to throw words around. And if the words are hurtful and your partner is telling you are hurting me with your words and you keep doing them, there is a hurt inside. Right? That is how that person knows to resolve issues, to respond to certain situations. There are some people, if you abuse them, they shake it off. There are some, they would prefer that you even hit them, even though it is wrong anyways. So whatever it is that makes you continually, verbally abuse your partner, I also want to ask, whenever you tell this person, what's the body language? What's the response? Do they apologize? Because even if they apologize, apology is not enough until there's a change behavior. You won't be asking this question. Are we together? So those words are hurting your partner. You think that hurtful words said to an individual continuously cannot affect their mental health? Yes, it can. That person begins to question themselves. They begin to belittle themselves. They begin to think, really? So how do you open your mouth and call someone a fool continuously? That person begins to think, maybe really, I'm a fool. Because whatever you call something, it takes the light, it takes the expression of that thing. So, if you are here, uncle, as a matter of fact, it is you that needs help. The person that makes other people feel bad is the one who needs what? Who needs help. So this, what your husband is simply saying to you is like, there is a cry inside. They have also said those words to me too. I'm letting it out. But letting it out on your partner is going to cause more damage. So sit down, address this. And then this person might actually need... The simple thing we can even do with this person is to come up with a list of confession for him to make over time. And come up with more positive ways to address issues. It will stop being verbally abusive. Because this can also be categorized under domestic violence. Because we belittle it. Mr. JB, I'm not slapping you, I'm not hitting you. And some men will say, I see other men, the way they slap and beat their wife. But me, I don't beat you, I don't slap you. But the words you say can kill. Words are powerful, so let's use it more positively. What do you advise about how soon a person can move on after a divorce? Was married for 6 years. Thank you, able coach. So the first thing on my mind is to say, we are sorry that your marriage ended. But on another note, because sometimes we have told someone, sorry about what happened, and they say, don't be sorry for me, it was deliverance. So I don't know which one is yours. Should we be sorry or should we even thank God you left after 6 years? But whatever the case is, you don't want to move on. You want to move forward. You don't want to just move on. Yeah, the marriage is over. I don't know for, 6 years. There's a lot that needs to happen before you move forward. Moving forward is more defined. Moving forward is more purposeful. Moving forward is more deliberate. But moving on, marriage is over. What next? So the first thing we need to do is to have a sitting to check how you got married to the person you got married to in the first place. The same things, the same factors that got you attracted to that initial person is still available, and it might attract you to the next person, and this will still happen. That's why when you hear the chain, if you are once divorced, you are going to be second or third divorce. It's true. Because you did not address the original issue. Why you even got married to someone like this in the first place. We don't know why. You didn't give any reason why you divorced, but obviously it might have been for, unpleasant situations that then ended as irreconcilable differences. So let's first of all find out what happened. How did you get married to this person? How was the marriage? And what happened? What led to the divorce? Right? Yeah, you should move forward. Move forward with a vision. Move forward healing first. Healing from the pain, healing from the damage, whatever trauma this had cost you for 6 years. We don't know, maybe you have children. So getting your life back first. We don't know the level at which you are. We don't know what has happened. We don't know your thought pattern. We don't know, are we together? But I want you to move forward. I don't want you to move on. Move on will just be societal expectation. Either to remain single. And I don't even know what age you are. If you want to remarry, please do. If you want to be in a relationship, please do. But be cautioned if you are really done with your divorce proceedings. You can't date or be in a relationship if you are not properly divorced. So, do you have children? What life do you really want for yourself? What were those things you wanted to do that the marriage could allow you to do? Find yourself, heal yourself, so that when you even want to date and be in another relationship, you are a wholesome person. You are not damaged. Because you will filter the next person you are going to marry with that lens of what? The damage you are coming from. So, thank you for asking the question. It would also be nice to speak with someone so that we can help you clarify on whatever thoughts, running in your head. Are we together? Is there anything bad if I keep in touch with my ex, even though our relationship then wasn't sexual? My new boyfriend wants to keep me away. He also has issues with some of my girlfriends. Okay? I really like him, but I'm afraid of how he can be controlling and insistent on people in my life. I'm confused. So the first thing will be that, my darling sister, if you want to be with your ex, go and be with your ex. It's harsh, but that's the truth. If you want to be with your ex, go and be with that person. Don't come and give somebody's son high blood pressure. Don't come and cause mental. I know you are asking this question out of, like you said, you are confused, right? And it's true. This is a lot to be confused about. But if in your heart of hearts, there is something about ex, and that is where your heart belongs, please free this guy. Because we sometimes, like I said when I started, we trivialize the emotions of other people. It is not a problem to love you, to want you in my life. We sometimes do not know the mental torture we put people through when you make them think that there's another person somewhere that, could have been on this seat and not you. Am I making sense? Wherein this person is thinking, this guy is thinking, I love you, I want to be with you, but I'm contending with one boyfriend, one partner, one ex. Yeah, fair enough, it wasn't sexual, but listen, girl, the reason why you even need to keep away was because it wasn't sexual. Those build-up emotions, Robo Santaya. If you find yourself in a corner, Shebi it wasn't sexual, you're still saying it now. We have seen things. And sometimes what happens is that this ex, you like the guy. Maybe the guy has tattoo, maybe the guy is a street guy. Maybe whatever it is, you shall like that person. Some people have entered, we know. When they enter, we recognize them. Well done, sir. Are we together? So let's help this young woman. Are we together? So if you really want to be with this person, go back. Sometimes what we find is that there is someone that you like. Your own assessment, either right or wrong, your own judgment. It is this person you want to be with. But there are other significant people in your life who have given you a picture of the right person for you. And because those people matter to you, then somebody shows up that fits the picture of those plenty people, pastor, auntie, uncle, right? And because you want to please all those people, you leave the one your heart wants to be with, and then you pick someone else, but you still want that one to be in the corner. No, free this guy. Because, okay, let's flip it. Would you also like the fact that you are dating someone? You have a serious, except it's not serious, and I don't think if it's serious. If it's not serious, you will be asking. Am I communicating? How many of you really would want your exes to be around? It's okay. Your partner's exes to be around. They still call, they chat, they visit, do lunch. For waiting, ba? See me, see walao. But another thing you said that may be a bit of caution is that the guy also has issues with your girlfriend. So that may also be, a caution there that, okay, who is this guy really? Right? That he also has problem with your girlfriends. That is now controlling. I don't believe you are going to label him as being controlling and insistent on this one situation. Because listen, even if you eventually get married, there will still be small control. They say the person will get load, now he gets slave. Abi? And to leru, lo leru. Isn't it? So this guy will still be insistent. He will still have, sometimes he will control you. Are you married? Are they controlling you? Yes, small. Your wife is not controlling you. She's the one controlling. If I say she stand up now, she says you sit down. We will know who is controlling who. So let's go on. So it's for you to think really, because your girlfriends, have you asked him what's the concern around your girlfriends? Because if you also want to date someone, you don't like that person's friend, that's problem. You know, the friends.
Exactly. I'm reading more to this question. Does the guy have issues with our relationships? So if not, it's going to be a great challenge later when they get married or they get hooked up in something deeper. You want to profile her friends. You want to control who she's been with. So she should just be, if he's not, you can, some. It starts from little low. You start later, you want to control where she goes, you want to control who she's been with. I can tell guys that are very controlling, you can't even trust. Yes. It's going to be a dangerous thing. So if it's just the ex or some few girlfriends, but really take a deeper look if he's a controlling guy.
Oh yeah, what sorrow?
Thank you, ma. Okay. The person said some of my girlfriend. Question is, could it be that this is your girlfriend's one in law? Because sometimes, in all sincerity, I want to have a conversation with my girlfriend and your girlfriends are around. What are you doing there? This is myself and my babe. You are not needed. So when I see this kind of babes around you, I don't want you and these babes together. Shaking is okay.
Do we still have time, Pastor Ben?
Good afternoon. One house. I think it's a two-sided coin. There are some girls, they are not thieves, but they move around thieves. They don't do hookups, but they stay around hookup girls. And they will tell you, I'm Jesus' girl. Do you understand? You either be here, not there. The guy sees that you're a good girl. You understand? And she's trying to tell you that, do this. You feel, because your friends are telling you that you should do the other way around, you are the one that will look and see what the guy is saying. Because there's a time my husband was telling me about a friend. In fact, for like 2 years, I didn't understand. I was like, I don't know what it was. Until she showed me. So when the girl now told me, your husband has separated, I said, you proved yourself what he was saying. Then the other way around, there are some guys or some girls that come into your life, they scare your family and friends away from you so that they can have time to turn you to the prey they want to turn. I've been there. Do you understand? To the extent that I was kind of an outcast to my family. So he had time, and he knew I couldn't go back to my family. So it's a two-sided coin. The person needs to sit down and find out what exactly is this guy talking about.
Thank you so much for that contribution. So we don't have so much time. So I like what everybody has said. We need to hear more from her to understand exactly. But you know what, my sister? You have to be observant. Observe this guy, check with him, ask him, how about this, my friend? What exactly is it? And don't just listen to what he says, listen more to the body language. So, and if this is happening again, if you move from your friend and now tells you, don't go to that place, Don't visit that meeting. Don't go and talk to so and so. Then there is danger. We wish you all the best. All right. Would that be all? Thank you very much for your time. Okay, I get frustrated when my wife turns her back when I want sex. What does she expect me to do? I provide her everything. This is really affecting my Uncle, we never finish seminar. But please, the brother is here and is about to slap me. Let us address this issue. Somebody's mental health is being attacked. Somebody is about to be depressed. So this is affecting my mental health seriously, and she thinks it is a joke and laughs whenever I tell her. Thank you for the teaching. Pastor Inda, say you help us. So my brother, it is well with you. And my sister, please, there is somebody in your house that is about to have a mental breakdown. Please open the server. Let the Son of Man enjoy himself. I don't think the person is happy we are laughing about this, really. So please, in 1 minute, let us be serious. Wow, another question. So, a lot might be happening. There may be several reasons why your wife will turn her back. Under than one reason. She may be tired. It could be a hormonal problem. It may not even have anything to do with you, right? It may have some to do with you and nothing to do. So you have to have conversations with her. Let her realize how this is making you feel. And I want to believe the sister can see this question and something is pricking you in your heart. You know, whatever, right? So have that conversation with your husband, because truly, like we mentioned, prolonged denial of sex. Yes, especially when the man is not cheating and doesn't have any outlet. The man is waiting for you, he's married. And so you keep denying and denying and denying, built up emotion, and, you know, he's disappointed. So have that conversation and be open and honest about it. Why do you turn your back? What are the reasons? What happens? What's happening? How can I help? Do you need help? What support do you need? Is it your health? Are we together? Have those honest conversations and please do what you need to do. Is there anything wrong with a single person never been married as a woman? Is there anything wrong with a single person never been married as a woman, gets married to a divorce? No, there's nothing wrong, actually. There's nothing wrong. You are single man, single woman. A divorcee is a human being, and sometimes you find that when a marriage breaks, it is not usually the both people that have the same measure. Some divorcees are wonderful people, fantastic people. All you have to do is that the question will be more. You don't want to just jump into a relationship with this person. You have to do a lot of interviewing. Question, conversation, ask all the questions you can ask. And be sure that this person is out of the previous marriage. Documented, clear, and settled. You don't want to go and break another person's marriage. Or you don't want to get involved with someone who is just having you as a, magnified side chick and telling you are married. No. So have all the conversation, discuss children, parenting, past, and then checking for counseling as well before you finalize on your marriage. But there's nothing wrong with you marrying a divorcee, a widower, or anybody that you love, whatever their marital status. Thank you very much. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Okay, so I have a free class if you are engaged to be married soon. And I mean serious relationship, not you are still praying. No. You probably even have a wedding date fixed already. I do the class, free class every year, and the next one is coming up in 2 weeks. We still have 2 slots. You might just want to plug in. Is there anything wrong? Pastor Susan, you said her. Wedding is in 2 weeks. Right, if you can say attend, that's fine. But the class is in 2 weeks. Thank you. God bless you. Enjoy the rest.
Thank you very much, Ma. I think you can do better than that now. So many truths were shared, and I'm sure we're all going on with one or two things. Just on a lighter mood, somebody said when she turns her back, maybe that's her style, and you're not getting it. All right. And also, Madam, I beg, stop turning your back. Some people are suffering in the office because of you. That man is going to the office angry. Any eye that does not have a dot, that worker is in trouble. There are some men in the office and the way they treat their staff. It's not the staff, it's what they are getting at home that they are releasing over there. A big cup that should not be different things. Why is this chair facing front? Why not sideways? All right. Once again, thank you very much, Ma. Mental health is really, really important. And I'm happy that in Nigeria we're giving it a lot of exposure. But also in marriages. And the fact that a lot of people think when it comes to abuse that it's usually physical. Mental is actually more. It's more. And it doesn't show on the body. You just find out that, one guy jumped off the beach or the bridge, and you're asking, how can the Nigerian jump off the bridge? Well, mental health. Something pushed them to that point. And may we never find ourselves in that situation in the name of Jesus. So I want to thank everybody for coming for today. The links will be shared so you can listen to this again and again and even share it with some of your friends. For next month, there's going to be a bit of change. I'm going to speak with Coach Kemi, and then we'll come back on the dates because third Sunday next month is supernatural. So we're going to look at what we can do before then, and then we'll communicate to everybody. So let me call on our mother in Israel and our mother in Ikeja to close the meeting. Pastor Ine, a round of applause for her, please.
Hallelujah. All right, today's session has been extremely engaging, and I trust that it can only get better, and I trust that in our individual marriages where we're seeing the light, marriages and relationships, I think that's like we keep saying, that's the ultimate objective, that we build healthier marriages. So I think, time is well spent, so God bless you all. And keep flourishing and ensure that your hearts keep beating.